What's up, guys? Another one of these discussion videos where I've seen something where um, I see a lot of people make mistakes doing, and that's mostly just beginners, and you don't want to be like these beginners, in other words. But yeah, we have this game going out over here. I play this very poorly, of course. On level 2. So what happened was, I believe oh yeah, he thought I was AFK, red, so he pinged over here, but clearly I was pushing, so he should have seen that. On level 2, I put a meat wagon here, and I pushed the spider very late, and honestly, I could have just stayed up here for level 2. The +4 isn't really going to matter too much because of the creeps having low hit points. I think even on level 3 it's not going to matter that much because of the low hit points. It's all about just not getting the spider surrounded, so I played that poorly. You'll see in a moment on level 2. This player loves his spawn. He actually could have just played ogres and Young Witch Doctor, but I do not recommend playing spawn in the carry lane because of what we learned in the other video where, as you can see here, the creeps, as we mentioned, they get extra regeneration and also movement speed when in the carry lane. So with the units coming out faster, it's much harder to play spawn in carry lane. This guy's playing slaves, mostly. There's a very high chance you will lose the game if there's a player that has slaves and doesn't know much of what he's doing with it. There's a high chance. I think I mispositioned this a little bit. I think I put this like half a space inwards, and I feel like it did a little bit worse. But either way, this is doing fine. I have a lot of hit points on the spider. Yeah, you'll see here in the moment the idiotic play that I made, but maybe my teammates needed the feed from me leaking, so that's good. So right now you're gonna see what a dumb play I make. This was built way too far in front. I needed to build this like up here, so that the spider, when I send it in, it's gonna still stay up here. Or you just don't build this here at all, and you build it back here, and you just play in +4. So as you can see, that was built way too far, and because this aggro's already, the spider is going in the middle. So this is horrible, what I did there. Is that 5 slave masters? I can't tell. Okay, so that's a normal build, except he will be losing slave masters because he didn't use his tier 1. But it's all good. So obviously this is gonna league. This is just terrible, as you can see. The spider, whenever it gets surrounded, you're in trouble for level 2. So that's a good display of what you shouldn't do, right there. Some for income may as well because of, you know, leaks and then also the delay. So now with this mess up, as you can see, how much gold do I have? I have 357. I've completely fucked up my game with that dumb misplay. We do also get a scout of Spawn of Dragon, Necro, and Elite Archer. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, so 357. Yikes. I will be getting some of that back. I get 12 gold back from finishing the level, and then also however much income I get. So right now we have 13 income, so we should be expecting to get 25 more gold from this. So let's see if I get 25 more gold. Yes, there we go. I got 25 more gold. 12 gold for completing the round, 13 gold for income. The gold that you get per round varies depending on the level. Next level, for clearing level 13, for level 3, you get 13 gold instead. I can't remember how much it was for level 4, but for level 5, it's like you get 50 gold for clearing that. 50-something gold. I wrote them down somewhere like a long time ago, but like I always forget how much I got out of the rounds. So, unfortunately, what do I have to do? I have to sell both of these meat wagons, which means I lose a lot of value, because I absolutely need this broodmother. Since, like, if I couldn't get that broodmother, I'd have to force myself to make, like, Wolverines or something. Because this roll is just really, really bad. And you have to, get Troll Fighter, of course. You can't just reroll that. You have to get Troll Fighter. You have to also share him a Troll Fighter, eventually. This guy could have used landmines. It's not an easy roll, actually, this one. It is easy because you get landmines, you'll get, like, better push for the start. He definitely should have used one. But, I didn't even see what the other team has, and I went through this entire game so far up to level 3. Okay, obviously, okay, he doesn't have an easy roll, but the best starting unit you can make here is definitely Violets. This guy's playing Thunderbirds, but he's got Necro Star, okay. I wouldn't recommend that. He's still 4-1 push, so you may as well just play Necros. A lot of times, players will just make a Ghost here, instead of... I guess Thunderbirds can help you hold level 3 better, actually. Because even though they deal magic damage, they still one-shot these creeps. I mean, they only have like 90 hit points. So... Oh, for the most part, it's a one-shot. I mean, 170 out of 190, and they have 90 hit points. Oh no, it is a one-shot, what am I saying? They don't take half damage, they only take 80% less damage. So that means they will be one-shots. Of course. If it was 50%, then they have a chance to not get one-shotted. But remember, Thunderbirds also... No armor is 50%. That they... Yeah. The lowest is like 80% for... yeah, for magic on medium. And I think fortified too. So let's just get on with this. Yeah, this isn't great. These little frogs are just gonna die. Honestly, if he made like one ultra landmine here, he'd probably keep everything. He definitely loses here. Especially if they sent, it could have been a problem. I don't know if he loses more than one. Oh yeah, so obviously Giant Spider holds there. This guy is playing Spawn. So obviously a liability there. He does lose his Slave Master. He only loses one, not too bad. He actually got really good aggro here. This guy leaks because he's got a very bad build. Obviously, Spawn the Dragon does well here. Yeah, plus he built this to position the creeps a little bit closer to the wall.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's done.
Making a Dark Priest, I don't have any problems with that. So there's one thing that this guy did wrong. And it's not that he built the Dark Priest, but you do have to overbuild a little bit more with this role, because Dark Priests aren't like as strong with slaves. But also, what this guy did was, he didn't really make a polar unit here, which is an issue. Something you could do, I guess, is keep the landmine. If he wanted to make a landmine, I'm not sure if that's a good idea though, because Well, it'll just get destroyed on level 4, but I think a landmine still could be pretty good here. Just an ultra landmine. It's not amazing on level 5, but at least it tanks. Like maybe if you just built it like here on the over here maybe, like, and just use the war room to battalion attack it. That's something he could do. This guy's going with the very easy elite archer build with Troll Champion. That's very good. Yeah, this guy is just very bad, the units that he has. I admire that Orange tried to give him a Thunderbird here to help him out a little bit. I do admire that, because he definitely needs the help. This guy built 3 Wardens. I mean, he's kind of doing his own thing. He always plays Spawn, this guy, so... At the same time, his role's actually pretty good with Wardens. Like, he does get Mermaid in the role, which is a very good unit to make with Wardens. And he also has the Elder Witch Doctor. Obviously, this positioning isn't any good with the units going out to the side like that. I'd probably build all these ogres like this, behind everything. If he's gonna try this build. Honestly, what I would have done, I would have just played ogres and get the healer. Probably played it mid-build here. Could be a good option, depending on what he rerolls. Obviously, if you're gonna get Night Sabers, mid-build would have been good with ogres. Just ogres, healer, very strong for early game, and it will still get you high push. Could make, if he doesn't reroll, if he didn't want to reroll, he could just make Warden. 1 Warden for level 5. Something he could do, though, is, for his first roll, put down a Moonguard for level 4, and then reroll. So then you still have some time to sell the Moonguard if you get something better. So here, if he sees, you know, he gets Night Saber and Archer, or even just Mermaid, which is amazing. At that point, you probably could just sell your Warden, and you don't really need it. Because Ogres with Night Saber, if you mid-build those, it's actually very good synergy. Not really much to see here. I mean, this guy helped this guy out. Okay, great. Yeah, this guy's lacking a polar unit. He needs maybe like a Dark Priest right here, where this slave is. And also not to build all the way out here, because that aggroes the creeps to go all the way on the side here, and his Dark Priests are going to get surrounded. We'll see in just a moment what happens there. So, I make Troll Champion. I think I put down... Yep, I put down the Troll Fighter and I rerolled into Zeus. That's what I got. I actually... And I rarely do this. I decided to keep the Giant Spider for level 10. Because I noticed I didn't really have much of a tank. It's actually not the worst unit to keep there. So... I don't hate it. I don't hate what I did there. Yeah, so obviously we're gonna take a look at this guy here. It also isn't enough slaves. They're actually the slaves are actually dying. But yeah, if you make a polar unit here on the wall, he definitely needs more value than this. I mean, I think if he made a landmine, he didn't have to upgrade too many slaves, and he could have maybe built a lot of smaller ones to aggro. I think at this point, this guy needs something like maybe 5 Dark Priests. I think this is not enough. This role isn't easy to... It's not easy to play Dark Priests with slaves. That's hard. But yeah, you don't want something like this to happen. I mean, The Dark Priest have insanely high range, which is really why you need that polar unit there. And you can't have the creeps come in through the middle there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to... Unless I was playing this myself, like, it's kind of hard to criticize this guy. Because this is not an easy role. So I'm almost holding here, but I do get backstabbed. This guy holds, he has 3 wardens. We do King Leak. As the wardens are not going to be enough to hold there. So he didn't upgrade the mermaids. That's an issue. He could have done better if he upgraded that. But yeah, building out like this, just no good. I like to build the slaves back here. Or over here. Yeah. He's just gonna keep getting this bad aggro. And there's not much he can do about it. As you can see, because they have so much range, some of the slaves, like even on level 6, they started dying. Yeah, so that's good what he did there. Very good positioning. But if you do play this role, it's really nice. It's very satisfying to play. You play Elite Archer with Troll Champion, it's really, really good. It's a lot of fun, for sure. They definitely could have sent here to make us leak. I'm not sure why they didn't. Oh, because they went level 6, right? They should have went level 7. Because I think they did scout Warden. So that's a misplay the other team made. Okay, so probably make druids and reroll here, right? That's probably what he's gonna do. Okay, so obviously they're very weak on 10. I mean... The issue here is... my teammates... He was just afraid we were gonna leak, which is true. I mean... Warden and... this guy's been leaking all game, so it's understandable. But the problem is, we did it too late. And also, I had very good chances to hold here. So definitely... yeah, like I told him, I stayed 9-5 to try and hold. We did scout the other team. They definitely were weak here on level 10. I think we would have gotten King out of them. Like, even more King. Because they do end up sending on level 10 also. Yeah, this is weak on 10. I do give him the Troll Champion. I think I did that on level 8 already. Okay, now you see he's got a few more slaves, a bit more slaves. He's doing better. Even though the Dark Priests are very good at DPSing these creeps down here. So now I tell him to make it closer because those units, the Flying Machine might not even aggro up there, but because I built very far down here. This was actually very well done by me. This is probably the only thing I did really good this game. Yeah, so we have the amazing Wombo Combo auras, the Troll Champion, and the Helicopter. Obviously, this is going to completely leak, and descend, of course. Because they did Scout Warden. But remember, they're also very weak here. I mean, this leaks for sure. He didn't even make any Druids. Versus Sun, like, if we sent here, like, Pudge Panda, usual Suns, definitely leaks. Like, it doesn't matter how many archers he has.
Job's done. Job's done. Job's done. Job's
Let's
done.
take a look here.
Job's done.
So they're gonna try... I don't know if they insta-rage. I guess not. So they don't insta-rage because they were a little bit afraid here. They're not very strong, as you can see. But versus no Send, I mean, we're not gonna... So that, obviously this was a misplay. We needed to send here. But, my teammates panicked and went king. Well, I understand anyways, because of the Warden. His build's very weak here. And he's been leaking all game. We're gonna take a look at what happens here. We have all these Zeus. We do keep the Giant Spider. It does really well. Because remember, when this dies, it splits into little spiders. So it still counts as a little bit of delay, and plus I didn't really have much else to add. So I send these in a little bit at a time. You don't want to send them in all at once. It's worse. If you send them in all at once, they'll all die immediately, and what happens is they kind of spread out a lot, which then forces the creeps to also spread out, or the champions. So then I send everything else once those guys die. I was actually hoping he'd upgrade my flying machine, but he didn't. So now is a very good time to obviously send those in. I see a lot of the bosses got blocked by... This is a lot of Zeus, though. My team does a terrible job at holding here, but that's to be expected. So this is the part where... You do really well here. You have all this value. You're holding level 10. You should not always listen to your team if you're a new player. Like, look at this guy. Pinging me like crazy. Presence blue. You gotta upgrade. Look at all these leaks. Completely blind to see that I didn't hold at all. This is something you do not want to do when you play HellHalt. At all. Look at him pinging constantly. So then I tell him to wait. Because I held. These guys were already panic upgrading. And, wait for what? Need up. This is a lot of Zeus middle, by the way. This is a lot of Zeus. So, it will clear a lot. Yeah. This is a mistake a lot of beginners make, and you don't want to make this mistake, where you just panic upgrade when we have a holder. So then he regrets it. I actually don't mind this guy going 9-8, like very high push, because he was a goner on level 10 anyways. So that was fine. He was completely a goner. So obviously with no send, this ended up holding on level 10. I probably should have looked at how well he did also. So it's very hard in general to play with a team like this. So we do end up losing this game. But we definitely had very high chances of winning this game if it wasn't for Red disconnecting afterwards. So again, arena is kind of pointless. Doesn't matter. Over here, I kinda misplay. I'll tell you why I'm kind of misplay. Sending the Murlocs doesn't matter too much here, but generally you don't want to do that for this level either. I'm saying like sending them in all at once. Sometimes it does create bad aggro where the creeps will come to the side because it's just too many Murlocs. When you have too many Murlocs running in, they'll go like on the side because they don't want to like body block each other. This, of course, happened, which is unfortunate for him, but he does end up holding. I didn't want to upgrade his plague yet because I would just be taking way too much gold from him here. So I get a really nice plague here, as you can see. I pinged that sucks that his champion went through the back. Flying machine is huge. That helps a lot. Okay, mutant, double juice. Over here, I should have pushed more. Like, I should have went 9-11 early. Because, there wasn't... I got fed a lot on level 10, and also, there's not really much they can do to break me here. So I pushed, like, after level 14, which isn't good to do. After, like, I absolutely know that they went king, that's when I start pushing, which is going to be on level 14, because we're going to send on level 14. And they do end up king leaking afterwards. This is one of the rare, not rare, but like one of the instances where you can say, okay, I can push. I'm very strong for mid-game. I have Plague Spreader. Even if they didn't send yet, and they sent on 10, like, I think I can still push because of how strong my build is, and I also got fed on level 10. So here I misplayed and should have went 9-11. Maybe after level 12. It's okay to stay 9-9 on level 12. I don't look very good on 12, other than the Plague Spreader. But there's also high chances they're not going to send on 12. So this guy makes his Gorgon hero, because he always goes cleave, spawn. That's just what he does. Automatically, like, we're not doing well as a team at all here. I mean, we're low push, we have low income. You don't want to be this low income, like, after level 10. That's just bad. Which is one of the reasons why I stayed 9-9, because we're waiting for level 14 to send. But this is really bad income here. We absolutely needed to send on level 10 versus what they had. But, of course, with my teammates panicking, it's not easy to do that. Anyways, the past is the past. You get a Plague Spread there. I think he also gets a Plague Spread because the champion's there. Yeah. That's very good. Sometimes when you have good DPS here, so Dark Priests are really good on level 12 because, of course, the magic damage, they take more damage from magic because they have enchanted armor. You can see that they just take down the mermaids too fast, so the Plague Spreader doesn't have time to get the plague off in this situation. But because the champion spawned here and the plague was attacking the champion, it was able to get the plague. That's also one thing that you can hope for when you play, let's say you want to play Plague Spreader early game for whatever reason. You could get away with it Only if the champion gets hit by the plague. But again, it's just not a good unit to make early. You should rely on other units, not plague, to make in the early game. This guy revives lead archer for level 12. This guy continues leaking. He doesn't have a good build. And that guy's just playing tanks. With, what was it, Troll Fighter and Ghost? Or was it just Ghost?
Job's done.
It was just Ghost, okay. So this is actually a very good roll. Well, I wouldn't say a very good roll, but there's 3 units that synergize really well with this. You have this, Dark Mage, the Healer, and Tridents. Those are very, very strong together. Obviously, he's going to revive here.
Upgrade.
He didn't really have much of an option, actually, on level 12, other than making Druids, I guess. But I don't think that's going to be strong enough to hold on 12.
Upgrade complete.
And there was also potential that we could send there on 12 also. Definitely some potential to send.
Job's done. Upgrade.
So again, I just kind of played this badly. I could have easily went 9-10 or 9-11 here after level 12. Because I definitely hold 13 and 14 with the units that I have. I even end up getting Dragon Aspect. This unit excels really well with faster attack speed since they're really slow. So the Troll Fighter is really good with this. And then also the Flying Machine. This is excellent. These 2 auras are very good for this game. Flying Machine and Troll Champion. Especially for units like this. You're giving this an extra 58 attack, and it's attacking faster. Which is one of its... And that's the same thing with Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds and Dragon Aspect, it's just one of their downsides. They just attack slow. So, giving this attack speed, even with Dark Mage is really good with Dragon Aspect. Or Thunderbirds. Just to increase that attack speed. And on top of that, you're giving it also a helicopter to boost the attack of range units. So... very nice there. I don't know if you guys know this, I don't think I showed it, but I did full sell my Giant Spider on level 12, because it's basically dead value there. And I upgraded his Plague on level 12, we saw that. I gave him a Tree of Time also on this wave, because I knew he'd probably be in trouble here. So the Tree of Time definitely helped him a little bit to hold here. Yeah, that's where I put the Tree of Time. A little bit it did help. So let's take a look here. We've got Pudge, Panda. So Pudges give the units around them lifesteal. The unit itself has lifestealing attack, yeah. The Ferb obviously gives +5 armor. Warlocks are nice to have because they lower armor of units. Even for stuff like, let's say, Tridents, they're going to die much faster when you send out Warlocks. Ballistas are always good to have. They deal good damage to the king. It's another reason why you make Warlocks. They need to be focused down because you don't want that king to have minus armor. I usually like to focus down the Warlocks first, and then the Ballistas after. This guy's just making dragons with Troll Fighter, very good.
Job's done. Job's done.
I can't tell you what this guy's doing, he just does his own thing. He always plays Spawn. Obviously I don't recommend doing this. You automatically just do worse in this game because of... If you play Cleave in .80, it's just worse. Like, Revive is always the meta. And, not sure why he goes level 14, but I guess he might need it.
Job's done. Job's done.
The Mermaid is a little bit odd, I'm not sure why he moved it over there.
Done.
Especially if he's going to play on the side there. But yeah, just like on level 12, when you saw Slaves and Dark Priest, they were DPSing the champion down fast. Or, not champion, they were DPSing the creeps down. So that's why you saw there was no plague. So what happens here? When you have this normal damage, and you're DPSing the creeps down, you're not going to get a plague, are you? It's much harder to get a plague, because I'm just killing these creeps too fast with the dragon aspects. So that's why you're not seeing any plague happening here. And also it does occur by chance. That too. I know that got destroyed. I do have an extra plague in the back there. So if the plague hits the champion, we're definitely getting a plague off. And it looks like that's happened. But yeah, you don't see any plague because everything's just dying too fast. Like, if you saw over there, it was just about to get plagued, but it instantly died, the champion. Like, right as it got plagued, it died, so it wasn't able to spread. Okay, he didn't surge, but his archer, I think, stayed alive a little long there. Hey, he didn't do that bad, this guy. And obviously his lane is weak here too. He obviously leaks, it's just not good to do whatever he's doing.
Research complete.
So, it could have been much easier to hurt them here, potentially, if we had sent level 10. Like, we could have probably had more leaks here on level 14. But either way, they make a good decision and go for Royal Presence, because they have Immolation. Royal Presence and Immo are a good combination, and it's especially good for level 14. Obviously, they're all melee attackers, so Immolation's going to do really well here. And Royal Presence kind of does the same thing in a way. It slowly dwindles down all these units around them. Yeah. There's not much else to say here about this, about what they did. It was a good option for to choose Royal there. So, how much do they have? Okay, this guy's got still 3k here. At this point, I was trying to get a ghost, but then I got farm blocked, I'm pretty sure, yeah. And I wasn't able to build it, so that just stayed a necromancer. There's not much else to see here. I mean, they sent on 17, I'm just gonna skip to that. There's really not much to see in this game, other than the mistakes of people panic upgrading their king. Obviously, the level 10, not sending there, that was a misplay. Obviously, we should have sent 10 or 12. The reason why I said or 12 is because just what they were doing. Like, this guy leaking all game, and he had like 3 wardens on level 10, so that was leaking for sure. So then it was all up to me to hold, basically. So there's always that, you know, if things go wrong for me, then we're basically dead there. So that's why, at the same time, it's like, it's a risk to go 10, but it would have been really good to go 10 versus what they had. I don't bother going for Seraphim yet, because there's no way they're gonna send here. $20 is a good send versus their units, but at the time, I didn't scout that he had Spectres. Or I don't think we saw Spectres. This guy does a good job. He gives me Messiah. That's always a good aura to share. So here's the thing about this level. You can say that my teammates predicted Ascend. Like, because they both surge. So you can say that they predicted Ascend. But yeah, he surges, which is a good call because look at what his team's doing. I mean, this guy didn't go Seraphim and looks very weak on 17. And this guy went level 10, which is also bad to do. You always want to go level 15 for level 17 here. But of course, he gets away with it because we didn't send. So you can say this is a good call by my teammates that they surged, predicting Ascend. But they were not using their head when they surged. I can tell you that much. They just surge every single time on level 17. This is something a lot of new players do, or players that don't know the game very well. They just surge on 17 because they think it's a difficult level, basically. I didn't surge, but because I didn't need to. I mean, I have a lot of auras. He gave me Flying Machine, I have Troll Fighter, I have Plague, Messiah, Captain. I'm very strong, even though I also don't look very strong. Like my units. I just have Zeus Revive, basically. I don't have many units here. The thing here is basically what I said. These guys always surge. I'm pretty sure they always surge on level 17. Because of just it being hard. And I'm not really sure why he's just making mass hydras here. But, where, as an example, this guy surges because he's actually using his head. Like, he's actually being smart about it. Like, he sees his teammates are insanely weak here on 17. We definitely could have sent 2, for sure. There was delay on 14, and we definitely could have resent here on 17. But you see, this guy is actually using his head. This is the difference between a good player and players that don't really know what they're doing. Is literally... I don't mind them doing this, though, because, I mean... They don't know any better. That's the thing. So that... In their heads, 17 to surge is always the right play, because it's a hard level, quote-unquote. Of course, though, I will surge if I feel like I'm weak here or my teammates are bad. Just like what this guy did. He surged because his teammates are just really not looking good. I mean, he stayed level 10. This guy didn't go Seraphim and has a terrible build for this level. Tridents, this is... We mentioned this in the first discussion video. It's one of the weakest units to make for level 17. They're just very weak here. Like, they just die. They just die very fast. They're just weak. It's just how it is. They're just weak here. So obviously he holds for the team. Does a good job to surge there. I kind of got bad aggro here, but I do hold with no surge. Fortunately, the Spirit of Pain kills the demon in time. But, yeah, I was gonna say the champion goes right to the revive, but because we killed that demon in time with the Spirit of Pain is distracting the champion. So right now, it's not even attacking the Zeus revive that's right over there. I can't click on it, but it's right there. So, one thing that went wrong for me here is the Tree of Time didn't revive. That was right here. So, that could have helped to keep the Zeus alive. So, I do end up losing the Zeus, but I do hold the level. And also, my positioning really wasn't the best there. So yeah, as you see, this guy made the right call. We could have sent here, and he surged because look how bad the teammates were doing. Just very, very bad, the builds. He actually did not too bad. He must have maybe gotten a good champion, but also he had a few Forsaken ones there. So maybe that was fine. Let's take a look at what he did. Build-wise. Oh, he didn't... Maybe those Dark Mages hit the Forsaken ones? I don't know. I wasn't really watching him. But the Ghost definitely helps him, that this guy shared. Keep in mind, this guy didn't share anything with this guy. That's another thing. Like, this guy's giving him value because he's been struggling. To be fair, it's just a Ghost, but keep in mind, this is around 600 value that he gave him. So now, obviously, they send on 17. I move mid. This is the time where I decide to move mid. But yeah, like I said, these guys do the same thing every game. Like, this guy always does cleave. It's just in general really hard to play with teammates like this that they don't learn new strategies. They just always do the same thing, and it just never succeeds. So it's just unfortunate that some players are just like stuck on doing the same thing all the time. It's just how it is. I do this really well here. I got the Zeus revive, and also I got the Tree of Time revive, so this Zeus is not dying. We have good DPS for this wave too. We have dragons and we have plague. This guy has a good role. Soul tanks and EA. He does revive Elite Archer, at least he knows to do that. That's very good for him. He's got good auras too. Not much to see here. So this guy actually has tridents, that helps him out a little bit. And he also built harpies, which is good for level 20, because one of his weakest waves is level 20. So it's good that he has a few units that help him out there. Tridents for the stun on 20 is good, and then obviously the Venom slowing down the bosses on level 20 is going to be good from the Harpy. I built too much melee here, but like I was running out of rolls and I really wasn't getting much. I wasn't getting good rolls afterwards. As you can see, it's just a lot of mediocre units here. There is one more misplay that I wanted to cover. It's going to be after, when the game is over. So I don't mind this guy upgrading one Meridian. As long as you don't upgrade too many of them, because they just weaken you for a lot of levels if you upgrade these. I would upgrade maximum 2. Like, if you mid-build and you have a Meridian here and a Meridian here, then that's fine. Because maybe they might hit the champion and cripple the champion if you build one on each side, depending where the champion goes. That's the only reason I'd ever want to upgrade these. The next level to upgrade these would be after level 24. Because these guys are basically dead value on level 24. They're just very weak. Unless, of course, like I said, they're hitting the champion. But some guys will upgrade like 6, 7 Dark Priests into Meridians before level 20. Well, yes, before level 20 or even before level 24. And that's just a lot of value that you don't need to put into to help you out for those waves before 25. This guy decides to move mid. He's got Dark Ranger, so he's going to hold level 20 because he also surges. Over here, I was a little bit worried. I definitely should have surged here. Because my teammates... I know they sent level... Obviously, they also sent. But, like... If I surged here, we definitely could have insta-raged. And I think it could have been good. But yeah, this guy definitely has a counter to level 20. He's reviving... Mercurial? I also like how he positioned us. I messed up a little bit here. I needed to sack this because I can't move this anymore. I built it way too close on this level. This is fine to build for other levels, but on level 20, you want to keep your revived units close to your army. And I realized this actually in the game, what I did. Why do I have to do that? Because the level 20 bosses, they just kill stuff way too fast. So if you build anything anywhere like too close, you will get the revive, but you will lose your revive afterwards, after it revives. Because if you do build it too far in front, that's just what happens. So yeah, very well played by this guy. Built it like this. I'm not sure why he built the Thunderbird there. That you don't need. Because you don't want that to revive. You want this to revive. But I'm pretty sure this will revive anyways because it's got lower hit points. So it has much higher chance to die. And also, it's going to aggro creeps faster because it has higher range than a Thunderbird would. So actually, we only see one surge here. This guy doesn't know Seraphim. He's still a beginner. So he still has to figure that out. This level, I definitely probably should have surged. Just to... I don't need it for this level, but like, just to insta-rage. And we need to insta-rage here, and we don't do it. And that probably costs us the game also. But, yeah, I wasn't confident with my team. This guy's cleave, spawn, he's just gonna die instantly. And... I mean, this guy's okay. With... kinda. The auras help a lot, of course. So we're gonna see exactly what happens here. And I think I do... Actually, I want to take a look at what I did here real quick. I do recognize that I built this too far in front, so what do? I move Seraphim in early, as you can see there, because this is gonna die fast. I mean, these guys, 220 to 280 hit points. He's only got 450 hit points. So, that dies, very good. He kept it close to his army, that's good. You see, that died, and my Seraphim's tanking, that's perfect. And now we have the Ents coming in to entangle the creeps. So what happens here is... Do the tanks go in front of the Spectre? I'm pretty sure that's what happens, right? Oh, he actually loses the Spectre. Yeah. His positioning... Where he placed it was fine, but his positioning wasn't the best. A lot of times, you want to put like a melee unit to come in and aggro that. Or you just keep this in front of Seraphim, kind of like what I did with the Zeus. Of course, because of the Ents, I kind of messed up my aggro. I got the Seraphim running on the side there. But yeah, had we had surged here, we probably won the game. So I misplayed here for sure. We needed to surge and insta-rage. So there was a misplay here. I think this guy could have died for sure. Like, there's no doubt about it. If we just raged right away. This guy was new, of course. But yeah. This guy dies too if we just raged right away. But yeah, the issue was like my teammates being weak, so that's where I messed up, and I call myself out on that. So now we end up losing the game because this guy DCs. He gets, he says lag and then just DCs. Making griffins. We can skip arena. Losing the extra player matters a lot. I'll tell you why it matters a lot in just a moment. Yeah. So... yeah, there's the lever, red leaving because of lag, he says, I guess. His build was... both of their builds were very bad, so 21 was, I guess, kind of a killer too. But of course this guy's got Elite Archer Revive. So what happens here is all this stuff that I made for him doesn't matter anymore. A lot of this stuff I also can't move back to me, but this is basically that value. I don't need more plagues. Tree of Time also. I already have 2 Tree of Times, and I even built a Tree of Travel, which gives you increased movement on units. I already have that. And my rolls weren't looking good. But also, what else do I lose out of it? His auras, which is huge. So, no more Flying Machine for me, no more Messiah for me. The things that he shared with me. That's all lost when you get a lever. So that's just huge. And also, if you want to send, it's one less person that will be able to rage. There is one version that's the .84 version. They did add a feature where if somebody DCs, you can do the 3 times rage. One player just has to use up more crystals. That's all, basically all it is. I really like that feature, but it's not a feature in .80.
Job's done.
Um,
Job's done.
So yeah, we just basically lose this game.
Job's done.
I'll show you one more misplay,
Job's done.
and then that's basically the video.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
Yeah. Okay, that was a misplay. I moved other units forward, and not my Seraphim. So I ended up losing my Zeus because of it. This guy completely leaks because his build's just not good. There's not much to say about it. You're building at the spawn, you're gonna be very vulnerable to many levels, especially in this late in the game. Like on level 25, this guy's gonna die so fast. You just cannot play spawn at all
Job's done.
with in carry lane.
Done.
Or you don't really want to play spawn this late in the game regardless. It's not gonna... it's just not...
Complete.
The levels get harder, so obviously you don't want to build spawn where you're going to be more vulnerable, and the creeps will come out faster. Or the creeps will come out faster than being back here, is what I'm saying. And, you know, creeps are stronger, they'll deal more damage. This is just obviously not something you want to do.
Upgrade complete. Upgrade complete.
So,
Job's done.
This was my last reroll. It would have been really nice to have that flying machine, because I ended up getting mutants. They sent here. What happens when you have one less player? The extra sends go to you. The sends that he would have gotten go to... They split up between me and Teal. So... Sending versus... This is why 2 versus 3 is obviously... It's going to be much harder to win. And also we've really not been... We're really not doing well this game. I mean, look at our incomes. It's just so bad. This guy also, I mean, he has low value for carry lane as well. So over here, I tend to underestimate level 23 a little bit too much. And also we're down 1 player. I misplay because I only juice 3 mutants. I don't have the flying machine anymore. I gotta realize that. So my units are gonna be dealing less damage without that flying machine. And another thing is, I definitely need to surge here. Obviously, I'm not gonna predict the send here. It could have happened, but I'm not gonna predict it. But think of it this way. And I was thinking of surging because... I don't know why I was predicting a send as well, but I still disrespected this level and thought they were going to go like 24 or something. But think of it this way. Why would you not surge here? I mean, am I going to do bad on level 24? Well, yes, I would do bad on level 24. Am I going to do bad on level 25? No. I look pretty good on 25. I have got stuns. And I've got Ents. It's very unlikely that they're going to decide to go level 25 with the units that I have. This guy, of course, will die instantly. But I look pretty good. Especially now that I got mutants. To be honest, I don't have good DPS for 25. Now that I look at it without that flying machine. But I do have a lot of stuns, which is good. And I also got Apparition, of course. So really... If I wanted to play this smart, the surges would have been 23, 24, and 26. Especially because... I should have... I had a gut feeling that there could have been a send. That's the only reason I even juice. I didn't juice everything, though, so I still messed up here. And obviously being down 1 player. But, yeah, just gotta keep in mind, we're in the 2 versus 3. We need to win on level 24, right? We can't win on level 26. We just die. He's gonna die completely. You just play for winning on 24 at this point. So that's why I needed to surge. Because regardless, after 24, we lose the game. So, I really wasn't using my head here, I guess, and I underestimate this level, and we do end up dying.
Upgrade complete.
So that's just something you gotta realize, and I guess I didn't care, I don't know. So, as you can see here, I got 2 demons. He probably got 3 infernals, right? Yeah. The sends that they get, that Red would have had, end up getting split up between both of us. As you can see. But remember, my build also isn't very strong here. I mean, I have way too many melee units because I just wasn't getting rolls. Tree of Life is still good. I mean... Everything else, after all this melee, like the Ents and the Tree of Life and the Tree of Time, that's enough melee. That's done. That's it. The rest has to be all range units. Like mutants or something. I didn't get anything better, but it would have to be mutants. Or you go for, I guess, LOD. But there aren't many options here for me. That was my last roll too, so I was just very weak, many levels. I lose the flying machine, and then it's just over here. That guy surges 23. This guy gets completely surrounded and gets destroyed here. But he did keep the Mercurial revive, so that's good. So yeah, obviously we don't do well here. There's still a demon alive. My build just very bad for this wave. He didn't even hold with Mass Hydras with Dark Mage because, again, he's playing at spawn. So yeah, that would be it for this video. Good to see, I guess, why, again, just why other players' builds won't work. And then also, my misplays as well. I've had many, many misplays in this game as well. Good plays, for the most part, but a few misplays. I don't want to say many misplays. Level 2 was the misplay. I weakened myself, so that's another reason why I stayed 9-5, and then my teammates looked bad on level 10. So that was well played. I needed to push 9-11 after level 12. Yeah, level 20 I misplayed with not surging. I needed to insta-rage there. Maybe we could have possibly hurt them with an insta-rage. If I surged, then we just played it safe. And the 23. The level 23. But with a team like that, and then also the lever, there's really no way you can really win that match. It's really hard to win that. I actually can't download the replay. I don't want to download it, but I've already went over it. But yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this. I know some of you guys, by the way, the reason why I do this series is because some of you guys are just starting out to try to play and learn this game. But also, a lot of you guys don't actually play this game, and you just watch. You just, some people literally just watch my gameplay. They don't actually ever, they never played HellHalt. So, I don't know. I guess I hope this is helping a little bit for some of you guys. It's actually helping me a little bit too. Like, just kind of looking at what everybody else is doing, and then also, I'm kind of analyzing my mistakes, and hopefully can do better on a few of these things in the future. Yeah, in the last video, my mistake was not keeping that first roll, for example. I want fast push versus good players, but the thing is, I could have put down the spawn of dragon and rerolled. You know what I mean? Like, I could have done that, but I didn't do it. I just rerolled it right away. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.